we've ever had, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
And Emiliyan Spasov is going up against Jan Hausmann from Germany. That is, if we bring up the top 16 bracket, guys, I'm going to have that right here for you. There we go. This is the match in the far right, down in the far right. And Luke was already pointing in the upper left corner because there's something that we should highlight. Marcello Barberi, who's
Broke the curse.
He did break the curse of Anubis. He did go undefeated in Swiss, and he just went on tearing through the field, and he won his top 32 match.
Yep.
But he, we explained this earlier, he's going to prove this weekend that you can also win a tournament without dropping a single round. That's at least that is his plan for the time being.
Yeah.
We do see there's still some of the veterans have been kicked out. Alpay Engin is no longer in the top cut anymore.
Nope.
That would be one. Oliver Newton, a former national champion in the UK, went up against Ben Sherman, another national champion in the UK. As you can see, Ben Sherman is still in there at the top right. He's now going up against the other player from Bulgaria, that is Victor Kioy, who is playing Metalfoes. So that's also one of the matches that is going to be interesting to watch.
Yep.
All right. So these two guys, we said it already, Jan Hausmann gegen Emiliyan Spasov. Jan Hausmann, of course, with ABC, while Emiliyan is playing Metalfoes. What do you make of these two decks?
Yeah, so the ABC deck, at the very least, looks kind of normal. There's not much going on here, but it is in German, so I'm struggling with some of the cards. But
the A Angriffskern is a Assault Core.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
I can run you through it.
That changes everything.
I guess so.
Toft the Burgelden.
That's a pot.
Pot of Desires.
Right. There we go. Yeah, 3 Pot of Desire, 3 Instant Fusion, 3 Twin Twister.
Yeah. That one's really hard.
Yeah, Zwillings Twister.
No, I mean Instant Fusion.
Okay. Yeah, Instant Fusion. 3 Union Hanger, 3 Terraforming, and 1 Reinforcement of the Army.
Yeah.
So pretty standard lineup.
So basic.
Yeah, and everything in 3s except for the Reinforcement.
Yeah.
He's playing.
Which he would play in 3s if he could.
He's playing 6 trap cards, 3 strikes, 1 bottomless trap hole, 1 solemn warning, and 1 Vanity's Emptiness.
That's quite a few more trap cards. Well, quite a few. Kind of two more trap cards than
quite a few
than you usually pay, but in relative numbers.
1 couple more.
Yeah, 1 couple more.
So very standard build, but carried him so far.
Yeah.
Very consistent deck. Sometimes it's about being the slightly luckier player.
Yep.
And rather than adding some super cool tech in your main deck, which we've seen in the last round for Jake Quincy, which carried him into the top 32, but not into the top 16.
Yeah, I actually spoke to Jake after the match because it was a pretty
rough.
It was a pretty That's exactly how I would say it. It was pretty rough. Yeah. And he just he was laughing and smiling. He was like, "Yeah, I had a great time this weekend. I really enjoyed the build that I played.
Okay.
And I came away with a cool game mat as well."
He is a great sport. Like, we got to give it to him.
Yeah.
And he actually, I think he never blamed me for getting kicked out. He never said, "Hey, you picked me for the feature match. It's on you." I think he never did that.
Yeah, I think Thomas at the end of the match sat and spoke to Jake and explained to him some real solid logic behind why Thomas's deck was made to beat Jake's, and he kind of accepted that.
Okay, well that's nice.
Yeah, but I guess it's one of those things where you gotta sit and your opponent's gonna tell you.
We could use some more real solid logic.
Yeah.
In our coverage.
Yeah, exactly.
When there's a chance for it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. What about Emiliyan's build on the Metalfoes? This is, I guess, a little bit less basic.
Well, yeah, it looks fairly standard as far as Metalfoes is concerned. All the Metalfoes monsters in 3s. The little Magispector engine. Yeah, he's playing Rescue Rabbits. Fairly normal. He's playing Ariadnes. That's just one of the builds that you can play. He's playing all 3 Gofus. A lot of people have been cutting it down to 2s, maybe even just 1. He's playing combination, only 1 combination, I guess, just to give him a little bit of extra stuff to be able to use, a little bit of more tech there.
See, actually, half of the trap cards are the same as in Jan's build, of course, with the strikes, the warning, and with the emptiness.
Yeah.
Not that surprising, I guess.
Yeah, and then he's got the Jaugans in the side deck, just kind of as normal.
All right.
Should be ready for that.
So 2 of the accepted best, or at least standard builds of these 2 decks are now going to collide in the top 16. Let's take you to the table where it's going to be Germany versus Bulgaria. So we see Emiliyan on the left and Jan on the right. Behind them, Daniel on the left from Ireland, if we're just talking about countries so much, and Andrea from Italy on the right. Our 2 volunteers that are gonna...
I really recognize Emiliyan.
Do
Where
you?
have we seen him before?
I can't say that I do, but I can quickly look through my resources file, where I got the winners of all the past tournaments and the top 8 of all the past tournaments that Konami did. And see if
I strangely recognize him.
he's never advanced to the top 8 in Europe since we've been recording, which is, at least in this file, which is since 2010.
Don't know why I recognize him.
No, maybe he came close one time. I
Yeah,
mean,
maybe.
the thing with these stats is sometimes players in the top 16, they miss the cut to the top 8, and then you, of course, kind of memorize them. You're like, yeah, this guy did pretty well at this tournament, but it's not in the file. So,
so Jan's hand looking pretty similar to Jake Quincy's hand, actually.
Let's bring the hand up.
Okay, so strange start from Emiliyan here. Yeah, I definitely recognize this Emiliyan guy. Even saying his name makes me kind of have flashbacks to saying it. Unless we had another Emiliyan. Yeah, so MST'd his own Metalfoes counter so that he could go and search for a Metalfoes monster.
Why won't you?
Bit of a strange play.
Yep. So now he's got his pendulum scales.
Yep. Gonna destroy his Kieran. Gonna go set another Metalfoes card, probably counter. Yep.
And so he does.
Yeah, it's combination that he MST'd, by the way. Was it combination? Pretty sure it's combination that lets me do that.
Yeah, I think, as always, we got the problem that we don't see the cards in the graveyard.
Yep. Luster. Oh, that's good. Luster being able to destroy that and it just fills up his extra deck even more.
Right. So very good opening.
Yeah.
For Emiliyan.
Yeah, I mean, there's no Gofu, but still strong opening here. Gonna pendulum summon these guys back. He's got Kieran. He's got a back row, which is one of the Metalfoes counters.
Counter. Yep.
And then he's gonna set the other back row, which is
Wolflame.
No, Wolflame is a. He's got 2 counters now.
2 counters. Yeah.
Yep. So it was combination earlier.
Yeah, I'm just reading from the app instead of thinking.
His Specialing Thrasher.
All his cards are on the table.
Yeah, he just bounced Thrasher with Kieran. I don't know why. That's like bouncing a Cyber Dragon. There's nothing to stop him doing that over and over again. Unless it was during battle phase, then that would make sense.
Yeah. That definitely would make sense.
If it was battle phase, yeah. Otherwise that makes no sense whatsoever.
So we might be in main phase 2.
Yeah.
These 2 guys might have been communicating extremely quickly, which makes sense, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, now here we have the Union Hanger, all important card. I think he did draw into the terraforming, didn't he?
Yes, he must have. He must have.
Good for him.
Yeah, very, very good. So Gold Gadget, probably a Crush Wyvern. Oh no, because he's got multiple monsters he wants to get rid of out of his hand, so yeah. He's gonna put a Crush Wyvern down. Yeah. Because he's got multiple monsters he wants to summon from his hand here. He's going to be able to make multiple rank 4 plays here, as well as that ABC Dragon Buster.
Right. How important is it that he knew that Emiliyan is not going to hold on to something like a Max C? I guess he would have had to go for it anyway.
Yeah, because otherwise
he would have made all the difference now when he's...
Yes, definitely.
Yes,
because as soon as he played that Gold Gadget, the Max C would have just been bam, straight down there.
Right. So both of these players watching the opponent, making the most of their decks, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, Jan's not playing Galaxy Soldier unless that's Goldener Apparat. That's Gold Gadget.
Yep. I'm surprised about the question. I thought your German by now is absolutely marvelous.
No. Ist nicht gut. So sends away the Volt Flame. Don't want to be seeing that anymore.
Right, we're just doing some quick coordinations here because after this round, of course, you guys can find the top 8 profiles in the written coverage. There's a link to the written coverage below the Twitch stream or in the description on YouTube as well if you're watching this on YouTube. So you can, of course, find out more about our top 8 players this weekend, where they're coming from, how old they are, why they are playing the deck they are playing, things like that. Very typical contents of the top 8 profiles.
Yeah, there's Tsukiyomi. So that's multiple Dragon Busters at this point, I think. I think he's missing one A. Just one A. That's not
Ideal.
necessarily too hard to get.
That's also true. It's also not ideal.
No. But in the literal sense of the word, not ideal. Not in the British sarcasm way of not ideal. So, yeah. It'd have been nice if he'd have drawn A, because then he could have used the Dragon Buster to get another Dragon Buster, basically. So, yeah, I think he has to use Dragon Buster before he detaches here.
It's always interesting to see that players are hesitant to make that move.
Yeah, especially when you've gained so much advantage from it already.
But on the other hand, he might not be fearing a Kaiju here, because his opponent would have had to draw into it.
Yeah, naturally drawing that would have been pretty fortunate.
So he might be like, yeah, I don't think there's a chance he's going to draw into this, and therefore...
He's already in a pretty good spot, so no need to get even further ahead. It's kind of... I think he's kind of wrapping around to the point where he can win the game with a move. Actually, yeah, I have no... Actually, no, okay, of course. No. Just had a conversation with myself, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm used to that. Alright, so where does Emiliyan go from here? He's got a Metalfoes Fusion and a Spectre Raccoon Bunbuku in hand.
He needs to complete that scale. This is kind of priority number 1. But then it's step 1 and priority 1 are 2 different things. Step 1 is most likely going to be him fusing. Okay, he's not going to fuse here, so he must not be able to achieve the priority 1.
That was a attack and the take back or what?
Yeah, I don't quite know. I figured he was going to play Metalfoes Fusion, fuse some of the monsters that he has on the field into Orichalc.
Although he would be playing right into that Solemn Warning.
Yeah,
I mean,
playing around Solemn Warning is kind of...
Yeah, I know. He doesn't know that, but maybe he's got a...
Bunbuku attacking into Castell here.
So, now we have the life points change.
Yep. So he wanted.
He wants to destroy his own monster. Yeah, so he can activate the Metalfoes counter that we called Metalfoes Revenge yesterday.
Yeah.
Because it's not really countering when one of your monsters is getting destroyed, because they do end up getting destroyed. But then afterwards, you can do something.
Yeah.
That's hopefully going to help you pull ahead again.
Yeah. So multiple Volt Flames coming out here.
And when is the correct time to flip that Solemn Warning? When a big monster is about to hit play, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
or do you want to like interrupt the setup already?
No. He's gonna use Warning either on a big Pendulum Summon or on anything that would threaten ABC Dragon Buster. That's the way to look at it. If the Dragon Buster is gonna be threatened at all, then Warning is gonna happen. Otherwise, he's totally fine to just let it all pass.
Let it go.
Yeah.
I can sing that song now.
I know. I was trying to come up with something like really like in-depth, intense joke with the song just now, but I just couldn't come up with something. I'm just going to come up with swing.
All right, so it looks like Emiliyan is fighting tooth and nail, clawing himself back into the game.
Yep.
Not quite done yet.
No, he's going to play Metalfoes fusion.
And now the question is, are we going to see the solemn warning?
He'd have played it by now if he was going to play it. He's going to Dragon Buster that. Nope, let's not be having any of that. Probably going to use his Metalfoes fusions effect to shuffle it back into deck. Such a great card. You only ever need to play one.
Yeah, it's
quite interesting.
Pretty unique in terms of fusion-based decks.
Yeah, I think it's quite a strange thing that he could have chained Dragon Buster to the Metalfoes fusion to banish it.
Right.
But I don't think that's something that's
it's not a
really
very popular choice.
It's just not on anyone's radar. Yeah. I don't think anyone realizes that you could do that. Really, just stops that entire line of plays for the Metalfoes deck.
Right, so Emiliyan drawing into the second card. He apparently he's got a Bunbuku in hand still.
Yeah, I think when he summoned Bunbuku originally, he got another Bunbuku. Oh, sorry, not originally, but the second time.
Yeah, now he's got Metalfoes silvered.
Yeah, I still think Jan is in a fantastic position here. He can just go, just split the Dragon Buster, and then Union Hanger's going to be able to equip one, and then during his next turn he's going to unequip, and then have 5 monsters, Exceed time.
Just go on and on and on.
Yeah.
It's one of those rare examples where one big monster can already stop your opponent from doing anything, like attacking you and so on.
Yeah.
We don't tend to see that very often these days anymore. Yeah. All right, so Emiliyan has is about to finish his complete his scales, I guess.
I can't remember if silvered. I can never remember pendulum scales.
Silvered is a 1.
Yeah, so not going to complete his pendulum scales very well because Luster pendulum is 5. So he can summon at least 1 to 5s, but he's not going to be able to summon back those Vol Flames.
Well, better than nothing.
Yeah, but still, kind of Vol Flame was the big one to be able to make some Exceed plays into like Big Eye or something to try and threaten that Dragon Buster, but still, even that wouldn't be all that good.
Now there's the warning. That makes sense.
Yep. Yes, as I said, big pendulum summon.
Big pendulum summon, yep, like you predicted. Kudos for that.
So now we're going to see that split by the Dragon Buster into the 3 monsters. Yep. There we go. Here's my A, Bs, and Cs.
So yeah, this is really looking good for Jan. But Emiliyan definitely knows how to beat the archetype. Otherwise, he wouldn't be where he is right now.
No, exactly.
So maybe for him, all of this is normal. Like, yeah, I know it doesn't look good for me half the time, but then eventually I'm going to pull ahead.
Like, he's still got that Kieran, that's the thing.
And he's also pushed, the warning is gone.
So he used Kieran's effect in the end phase there to bounce the monster that Union Hanger targeted, so its effect doesn't resolve.
That's a good play.
Yeah, good play. However, the next monster that he has to bounce with Kieran, if he wants to use Kieran's effect, is itself, which is going to cause a whole lot of issues. Not only because
he's then wide open,
but also because Kieran is then not summonable with Luster Pendulum as a scale.
Yeah, so it's the last time he's going to get any use out of that card if that's what he were to do.
Yeah, I actually think it's quite a good move here to leave, because he's basically locked out here. Other than the fact Luster's going to be able to destroy the silver next turn, but he's basically locked out because of the scales that he has. I don't think he's got any of the scales in hand. Oh no, he does. He's got a Vol Flame and a Bomoku. Just Dragon Buster time. Let's go with the basic play. Dragon Buster time.
Yeah, why do it? Keep it simple.
Yeah, keep it simple. Make a Dragon Buster. His desires as well in hand.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah. He's looking like Jan is looking like it's in a pretty decent spot now.
And actually, I think that's like the first time we've seen the Dragon Buster put in so much work. All the other games have been concluded before it could be activated a couple of times, or several copies could have been could be special summoned.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we really see this game can also this deck can also grind it out, of course.
Yep.
Actually, better than most other decks, I guess.
Yeah, 100%.
Thanks to that Union Hanger.
Yeah. I wonder if he's playing Emerald. Not playing Emerald.
No space.
No. Playing Metalfoes. For his instant fusion target. So he's only got limited number of Dragon Busters left then. Yeah, I think this may be how Emiliyan is winning. He's just letting his opponent play some Dragon Busters and then...
once they're all gone through.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And most people don't hang in there for that long.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, part of the plan is probably not to lock yourself out of pendulum summoning.
Yeah.
So that might be crucial there. And he's not defeated yet. He's got a little bit more time.
So
there was Kirin.
Yeah, he's going to Kirin away that A so that he can't summon another Dragon Buster. Okay, counting out the 10. There you go. And draw 2. Is it worth it, Ollie?
Most of the time it is. There are very few exceptions when it isn't. For example, when you're drawing 2 copies of Pot of Desires.
Yes, that's one.
It's very hard to argue with, right?
Example, yes.
Jan Hausmann is playing 40 cards and 3 copies of Pot of Desires, by the way. This was one of the topics this weekend. How many copies do you play, depending on your deck size? And quite a few times we heard the opinion that if you're playing 40 cards, you should only be playing a maximum of 2.
Yeah. Anything more than 43 is okay. I think 41, yeah, still questionable. But like when you're playing a 50-card deck, 3 is so fine to be able to play. Yeah, I mean, even here, Jan can still overlay these 2 monsters into Tsukiyomi and start producing a lot of damage here. Now that Kirin's gone, he's freely open to start causing some serious damage.
Yes. Is it going to be enough damage?
He has another Union Hanger as well, actually. You can activate that over the top to go search another.
Is he going to be able to
he can just
assemble a gigantic field that will...
Yeah, in fact, yes, he can. If he puts Tsukiyomi in attack mode, that's game, is it not? I think it is. He can double Dragon Buster.
Yeah.
Overlay Tsukiyomi, put Tsukiyomi in attack mode, discard all of his cards, put that mix AA, BB, CC, then the other 2 Dragon Busters. What's the attack points of Tsukiyomi?
It's all about that 1 card now. That's definitely one possible way to victory.
Yeah, 1800 attack points. I think he's got 7-8 here. Dragging on in this first game. Quite a long first game, isn't it?
Again, yeah. We are...
Okay, Gigant.
18 minutes in that first game, according to my clock.
I guess we couldn't do the play that I said. Is he not playing Tsukiyomi? That'd be crazy. No, he is.
Maybe he didn't see it.
Maybe. I think that's a play. I don't know. Chat might be able to tell me that I'm completely wrong. I thought he had them all in double copies of each, at least. Oh, I guess it depends on what he banished desires.
Oh yeah, there's a chance that he simply cannot summon 2 more ABCs because he's not having all the materials that he needs. Yeah. That's a good point. But in any case, he won't mind grinding it out. We just saw Emiliyan not really drawing into anything here.
Yeah. Well, he's probably going to be able to finish his scale next turn.
Mm-hmm. But is it going to be too little too late?
It's never too late for a pendulum deck to come back. Never too late. You can pendulum summon all your guys back. Yeah, the Metalfoes artwork looks really cool. These big, heavy machines. Even though they're psychic monsters. Kind of look like big, heavy machines.
Quite interesting. All right, so currently, Jan is thinking about his next play, I think.
Yeah.
And what options does he have?
Yeah, I wish I could see what was in his graveyard. Oh, no. We're waiting on Emiliyan now. So Emiliyan, oh, that was a pretty good normal summon. Ariadne there. Ariadne is going to be able to go and search out a strike for him. He's going to be able to use Luster to destroy his Silvered, which unlocks his Pendulum Scales.
Yeah, that's definitely crucial here.
And he's got a Volflame in hand, which he can use as his big Pendulum Scale.
Mm-hmm. And as we said before, the Solemn Warning is gone. There is no Solemn Strike face down, although there is a bottomless trap hole waiting right now.
Oh dear.
That's some interesting tech.
Oh dear. Yeah. I think allow that. Oh, this is tough because we have perfect information. I think he allows that.
Nope.
Oh no.
He's going for the bottomless.
Okay, so that means that he can complete his scales and then go crazy.
Yeah, but like you said, since we got perfect information,
Yeah.
hard to blame the player for that.
No, exactly. Yeah. I guess if he he's thinking to himself, oh, get in there. I'm going to get to use this Gigant X next turn now. Woo, this is good for me.
Yeah.
But little does he know that his opponent does actually have a completed scale.
And suddenly Emiliyan is also moving much faster again.
Yeah.
You can tell
Silvered,
he's
that.
feeling it.
Yeah, get the fusion again. He's got this here now. Get the fusion again. He can banish the other counter, go and search for another, to get the Volflame from there. Yeah, and then dump all the cards on the field because he's now got a very big pendulum scale. It's between 2 and 8, I think, or 1 and 8. Either way, 2 and 8, 1 and 8. He can pendulum summon all of his monsters back, start going into things like Ignister. So, yeah, he's going to be able to clear up here. Still, nothing that's going to be... Whoa,
There's
he's
a
got
rescue
rabbit
rabbit as well.
That's what he must have drawn that from the fusion. He must have drawn that when he got fusion back. Oh, wow.
That's just so big.
Pendle
Such
summon.
a big field, yeah.
Oof. Let's call it a day.
Bottomless trap hole would have been much better now.
Yeah.
I'm just calling it.
Yeah. Oh, dear. Yeah, imagine that getting bottomless.
Yeah.
Imagine that pendulum summon getting bottomless.
Yeah, that would have been absolutely savage. Absolutely savage. Emiliyan would have been like, whoa, okay, first of all, I didn't see that coming, and second of all, this game is absolutely over. Yeah. Interesting choice by Jan to go for it earlier. It didn't look like a terrible choice. Like you said, if he expects that something else is going to follow it up, it might have been better to just save the bottomless trap hole. And you can tell how quickly these games can be turned around. It's a real roller coaster ride of emotions for these players, and half of that have seen the exact opposite thing before, where they were winning. Suddenly something is not going their way, and then they are losing. Just like Emiliyan just turned things around when it looked like he was standing on the brink of defeat.
Yeah. Emiliyan is I think he's the current reigning Bulgarian national champion.
Oh.
Or maybe for Dragon Duel. We've definitely seen him before. He is in our coverage.
What coverage was this?
Um,
Don't know the event.
no. I think it was the WSQ.
Yeah, looks like the European Championship, since it's an article about how the national champions are doing.
Mm-hmm.
We don't tend to have those at the YCS
No.
or at the national championships either. Although it could be interesting at the national champions to look at the past national champions. All right, which side deck cards are going to be introduced between games here?
Okay.
That's Alley of Justice.
Cycle Reader. Cycle Reader.
Yeah,
Or Quarantine.
I'm not quite sure. It's really hard to read.
Okay.
It's,
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
So
just going to try and find out.
okay. So Emiliyan has 3 Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries, and a Dragon Buster. Definitely going to go in. We saw how that worked against Jake Quincy.
Any other cards that you think are going to make an impression in the second game?
Probably Jargon as well. Emilian's going to put Jargon in. It's always nice to summon all your guys and have Jargon system down as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's going for Swords of Concealing Light rather than Book of Eclipse.
Also interesting.
Mm-hmm. Is it Flying Sea?
Yeah.
Might see Flying Sea. It's not that great against it, but is that system down? System hurt us?
Systemabsturz. Yeah, that's a system down.
Yeah, is that Union Scramble?
Yes.
Yeah, may see that in as well. What's Chaos Fall?
Chaos Trap Hole.
Chaos Trap Hole.
Yep.
Yeah, so not much in the way of Pendulum side deck.
It is a Cycle Reader, by the way.
It's Cycle Reader.
Yeah.
Cool. So again, not relevant in this match.
And when you know where it is, you can kind of guess it when you try and make out this handwriting again. Although it's far from being the worst deck list I've ever seen.
No. However, Emilian's is amazing.
Yeah. This
Handwriting.
This could be a printed deck list.
Yeah, it really could.
Very clear. All right, second game. Jan is kicking things off. He's got a Photon Thrasher. He's also got a Silver Gadget, but nothing else that he can summon.
No. Probably going to dump his whole hand for a Bujinte Tsukiyomi. So I was going to rotor into a Thrasher first just to thin his deck out a little more. He really, really would like a Union Hanger.
Let's take a look at Emilian's hand. He's got 2 copies of Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. That is good, but even better is probably the system down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, to be honest,
He doesn't have any
Jan is
action.
Yeah. It would be better if Jan's hand was better. It's one of those situations where your side deck card only works if your opponent is playing the deck that they're meant to be playing, whereas right now he's playing Warriors.
Right. And also, Emilian is missing something that can help him to deal any damage, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, he's got double Ghost Reaper, so I mean, Jan is definitely not going to summon an ABC Dragon Buster by any stretch of the imagination.
Not right now.
No. Well, just definitely not. I don't think he's got any way to recover it anyway.
Yeah.
So if he gets Winter Cherries, then bad times. Emilian isn't playing Instant Fusion, so it's not like he can take advantage of that. So yeah, one of the Reapers is going to be completely useless. Mostly useless anyway. Potentially
Potentially mostly useless.
Potentially mostly useless. Definitely almost.
So here's the instant fusion.
Yep.
And it's
Norden.
very funny that both of these players just allow the opponent to kick things off.
Yeah. So Reflacia here as well. Wow, Jan's opening here is actually really strong, and it's nothing to do with ABCs.
So how good is this opening on a scale from 1 to 10?
Well, that says it all.
It does. It absolutely does. Yeah, Emiliyan, even though he did have the system down, even though he did have the Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries, his opponent was simply like, yeah, I can win with other cards as well. They don't need to be machines.
Yeah, if he played ABCs there, he lost. But
Yep.
he just didn't play ABCs.
Like you said, he turned it into a warrior deck.
Emiliyan looks pretty mad about that.
Yeah, it looked kind of salty right there.
Yeah. Still looks a little mad.
So now the question is the psychological advantage with Jan, who's just won the second game, who's now like, okay, now I can turn this around. I got the momentum. Or is Emiliyan going to be able to bounce back and focus again so he can move on in the tournament and end up in the top 8 at least? We didn't really talk much about Emiliyan's side deck, I think. But most of that is also pretty straightforward, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just Winter Cherries and Jaugen. Those are the two things.
Right, so all the other
Winter
cards...
Cherries, Jaugen, System Down. That's it.
Not really good against Jan.
No, he's got quite a lot for it, but it's all standard stuff. The only strange thing is playing Swords of Conceal and Light instead of the Book of Eclipse. There's 9 minutes left on the round, as of about 5 seconds ago. That's why I think Emiliyan decided to scoop it up. He asked for time and then immediately scooped.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the main event, or the other main event competitors that are still remaining, I think time has been called for them.
Yeah.
So we're a little bit behind the rest of the field.
Yeah.
So they might be feeling inclined to play even faster now.
Yep. Yeah, I can imagine that affects you somewhat when you hear that the main event's been called and just like, oh no.
Yeah.
Impending doom.
Yeah, time can play a crucial role because of the end of match procedure.
Yeah, especially the end of match procedure going in single elimination.
Yeah.
So a whole different ball game.
So who do you think is going to be the favorite going into the last game? Emiliyan because he goes first?
I think it has to be Emiliyan just because of what we saw during the last game with Winter Cherries. Like if Emiliyan manages to get Winter Cherries in his opening hand and he does draw quite a bit from using that Metalfoes fusion over and over again, then yeah, he can just outright stop his opponent from playing the game.
Yeah, and Jan doesn't have any fancy techs like Jay Quincy has.
No.
No Light Ray Sorcerer or something like that that
No.
suddenly becomes active.
Yeah.
So the pressure is also on these two guys. You can tell.
Mm-hmm.
They try very hard to appear a bit more relaxed. But I think both of them are not 100% there.
I don't like those 5 cards at the top of your deck. I'm going to cut them.
Well, since it's your right, you should use it.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't want to lose because you didn't do something that you were allowed to do.
Yeah.
And also there's a handshake, so they're not completely mad.
Yeah, not completely mad. On a scale of 1 to 10, Ollie, how mad do you think they are right now?
I would say Emiliyan is currently on a 5, to be honest.
5 out of 10?
Yeah.
He's got wrecked.
50%. It's not
50%
not
mad.
terrible.
50% 50% mad. That's, I guess,
50% mad, yeah.
it's not all that mad.
All right.
Let's
so
have a look at
here's
this opening hand here.
yeah. Here is the opening. This is his hand. Metalfoes Stelen, Metalfoes Combination, Solemn Strike, Luster Pendulum, the Draco Slayer, Kirin. Very good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
And you can tell by the speed of him
Yeah, he's
going
pretty
through
happy.
those motions, yeah, he's definitely
Bam, maxi.
not unhappy with that opening.
Yep.
But yeah, much more important is actually what Jan is holding on to. He does have a maxi. Also Solemn Strike, a Union Hanger, B-Buster Drake, and another B-Buster Drake.
Emiliyan really doesn't want to lose the time here. His opponent was shuffling his deck, and he's like, come on, give me back. It's mine. Give it to me. Counter. Oh, his opponent's got Twin Twisters. That's pretty good. He's got a Union Hanger, Twin Twisters.
Jan's hand in general is pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah.
I mean, he is missing a bit the gadget or the photon thresher, but other than that, I mean, now there are 4 face down cards, so Twister is it's like a double blind MST.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you'd play it there. You'd kind of see what's going on first. What else has he got there? It's not really. Yeah, it's not really double blind because he set at least one of them with Metalfoes. So, yeah.
Yeah, if he's good at memory, he can figure out where this particular card is.
Yeah. Terraforming. Starting with the Assault Core. He's going to immediately Kirin that. And that's a good move. He's probably going to... I guess this comes down to strike. Yeah, so he's going to Twin Twisters, and then he's going to set strike, hope his opponent Pendulum summons loads, and then...
Just take out the Pendulum Scales.
Yeah.
Yep. That sounds like a fair plan.
He pops both counters. That's pretty good. Because that would have been bad if he'd have been able to use double counter.
Yeah.
And
so
directly attack for 54.
For Emiliyan, Solemn Strike and Metalfoes combination remaining in the back row.
Yeah. Emiliyan draws Emptiness.
Yeah.
Okay, so he plays Combination. Combination will let him go and search for a Metalfoes card. So he gets to set Fusion and then search for a Metalfoes monster. So I think Gold Driver is a big scale. Must be, surely, otherwise he wouldn't have got it.
Here we go.
Nope, small scale. Okay.
It's a small scale.
Don't know where he's getting his big scale from then. Oh, it's not silvered, it's stealing. My bad.
Yeah. He's already got the big scale.
Yep.
That's a very good explanation for that.
Yeah, still that's getting striked.
Not surprisingly.
No, not at all.
One big Pendulum Summon has been foiled.
Yeah.
Probably not the last one that we've seen.
Nope. So now he has to perform some miracles.
Otherwise, Jan can now claim total control.
Yes. Jan's got to do some stuff here, otherwise Emiliyan's going to be able to do a whole load more next turn. He's got his scales set up, he's got a ton of back row, he's got a Kirin in hand. I think he purposefully did that Pendulum Summon to bait out the strike, because otherwise he'd have summoned Kirin. But there's definitely going to be at least one Dragon Buster at the end of this turn. But he's got Emptiness, so he could play Emptiness if he really, really wants to.
Well, what of the two is better?
I
mean, with a Union Hanger on the field?
Well, just Emptiness is fine, because then you can't play Buster. But, yeah, I think playing Emptiness is fine. I think, yeah, playing Emptiness is fine here, because, yeah, definitely Emptiness this. Because then he can destroy his own Emptiness with one of the Metalfoes monsters. He has to play Emptiness here. Otherwise, it's going to start going severely downhill for Emiliyan. Okay, I just saw the thumbs up. It's downhill time.
It's downhill time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's shifting gears. He's going into the higher gear, so to speak.
Yeah. I guess yeah. However, he may just completely outplay me here by playing Emptiness now. No, okay, still no. If he played Emptiness now, then the Assault Core would have got banished by Nord, and thus not allowing him to create a Dragon Buster next turn either. So, yeah.
So when is he gonna flip the card?
I don't know now because I
Is
would have...
he ever gonna flip the card?
I would have...
There it is.
Yeah, that's so late. That is so late. Why did he flip Emptiness? And then strike Secure Me?
There was an activation in response for the emptiness, and I think then...
But there was no special summon about to happen. I think Emiliyan has got a little tilted with the time. He was rushing his opponent and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely does not look good for him now.
No.
We're now in time. 40 minutes have passed. It's quite the thriller, if you ask me.
Yeah. I think that's kind of it now. I think Jan wins.
It certainly looks
Yeah,
very
that's it.
promising for him, and yes, that is it. We have we have the first player in the top 16, at least, top 8, at least from what we know. Is Jan Hausmann from Germany with his ABC deck.
Yeah, so do you think we're going to have enough time to interview him, just because we went over quite a bit anyway?
And we're going to quickly recap the match if we can, and then after that we're going to take a quick look at the time. All right, guys, let's move on with the post-game analysis.